You too. This is Talking Crazy 88. Back again with another podcast. Give me a few minutes, gang. I'm gonna let this play a little bit longer. Taking me back to 1981 when I was 6 years old. Yeah, let me go ahead and slow this. Let me slow this down, gang. Let me slow this down a little bit. I hope y'all having a wonderful, wonderful Labor Day weekend. I'm sorry I'm so late. Usually I'm just out of here. I usually cut out of this song after a minute and a half, but I was just making my I was just making my lemon tea, my boiled lemon tea with raw honey, gang. Raw honey. It says that it's supposed to be good for your digestion after you ate so much, and well, at 44, I gotta maintain my health and take very good care of myself. And matter of fact, I gotta get back into the gym. I don't know which gym I'm gonna go to. I'm deciding on going to Blink, but we'll find out. I'll look into that a little bit later, okay? I know it's been a while since I last spoke to you guys, and once again, I just wanted to hope y'all having a safe Labor Day weekend, and I hope you not drinking and driving. Hope you're enjoying the festivities. Hope you're enjoying your friends and family. If you're in the New York City area, hope you have a good time at the Labor Day parade on the Labor Day parade down in Brooklyn on Eastern Parkway. Just stay safe out there, gang. Let's try not to get into any trouble. Just be careful out there. I know it's been a while since I did a podcast. I haven't done too many podcasts over the summer. Was a little bit busy working on other projects, but I'm here to talk to you guys once again. Been watching a lot of videos, and a lot's have happened since we last talked. But I just want to explain. Well, first I want to address the last video I posted of Mr. Charles Butler talking about having black folks should have a defense fund like the Jewish Defense Fund. I posted that video because a celebrity was jammed up by the police. And I don't remember the police. I don't remember the incident per se. All I know. All right, gang, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties, but I'm back with you now. But like I mentioned before, I don't remember the celebrity's name that was involved. But I can honestly tell you that the guy's name is Charles Butler. I wouldn't really take. I would take it as a grain of salt because sometimes, there are some issues that he may be where he talks about black folks and black folks protecting each other, ourselves and our family. I mean, I'm fully in agreement with him. But 99% of the stuff that he talks about, I don't agree with at all. And I'm going to tell you why. This guy, Charles Butler, now you wondering why I'm posting videos of a coon. Well, a so-called coon, but I'm not going to call him names or anybody name. I would just say that he's one of those compartmentalized brothers. Those those compartmentalized black folks who's in that proverbial nigger box. All right, who feel like, yeah, I can be a Trump supporter, and Trump will definitely help us. A white man helping black folks, compartmentalized under the system of white supremacy. You are a compartmentalized nigger. Trump ain't gonna do shit for us. Fuck him. And fuck all the other white presidents that was before us. Even Barack Hussein Obama, the big-eared, half-breed president of ours for the last 8 goddamn years. Hold on, gang. I'm gonna need some more honey, but come on with me, gang. And for 8 years, didn't do anything for black folks and black community. That's why I'm not on that Republican and Democrat bullshit like all you niggas are on. Everybody said that getting off the Democratic plantation. Well, let me clue y'all in. Yeah, the Republican Party started off as an anti-slavery party. But over the years, it morphed into, because of white racism and white supremacy, it has been co-opted. So instead of one plantation, you got 2 plantations there. You got 2 plantations. So they're all the same to me. They don't do anything. Let me ask y'all something. When's the last time a Republican did anything for black folks? I don't remember anything. I don't remember being aligned to any of these parties that have ever enriched my life. Hell, I was a Democrat for a number of years, but didn't do shit for me. Racism, white supremacy still exists. Our children are being targeted by the police, which I've seen so many videos of police officers targeting black youths. Matter of fact, a couple of months ago, I saw Chicago police officer hemmed up a 10-year-old boy on his own property, right in front of his mama, saying that they're looking for a suspect in the area that fits a 10-year-old boy's description of a 10-year-old boy running around with a gun. And this was a white police officer jacking up a black boy. And none of y'all did anything in that neighborhood, didn't take action. Compartmentalized. Y'all are compartmentalized when it comes to white people. Just like Charles Butler. Felt like his success was based on his own merit, when in actuality, it was on affirmative action. They just allowed you in there. It's a one nigger at a time thing for when it comes to white people. That's how they fool y'all niggas who are working in corporate America. Working for some white man. Because that for a number of years. And once they figure out, they can get their nephew into that same job, your black ass is out the door. They'll find a way to get your black asses out the door. But you won't even support black businesses. You won't go out there and open up your own business. You won't do business with each other because y'all are all, black folks are all so goddamn unforgiving when it comes to our own people, but who are merchants, who have businesses, but let a gook or a chink punch a black woman in the eye. All right? For so-called stealing out of their store or getting hostile at a little boy for picking up something and walking out of the store and this woman bringing it back, and he has the nerve to say something crazy to her and then punch her right in the eye when she challenges him. And when the men came down there to stand up, what do y'all black bitches do? You went down there because the store owner announced there's going to be a 50% sale on all the items in the store, and y'all black bitches went down there and just to get a deal. Damn being disrespected, damn being punched, one black woman getting punched in the eye. But my thing is, how come there isn't any black-owned hair supply store, beauty supply stores? Why are all these gooks running around cornering the market where you black nigga bitches go and go there to do your shopping and support that shit? See, I don't go anywhere where, one, I'm disrespected, and two, where I don't see none of my own people in there doing business, owning the store. Why am I supporting some gook, some sand nigger, and especially some white person, putting them through college, putting their children through college? That's essentially what to compete with your nappy-headed children. See, I've been mulling this all over the past couple of days of what I'm going to say, whether I should say anything about these incidents that have been occurring to black women at these stores, at these beauty supply stores where they're getting assaulted by the store managers, by the store owners. You know, down in Brooklyn, there's a store down in there's a nail salon down in Brooklyn where I saw a video of these gooks assaulting these black women in the store, getting acetone thrown in their face and hit with sticks. And yet these black nigger bitches are back down there in that damn store, ready to get their nails done. So I'm tired. I'm tired of dealing with compartmentalized black folks, because that's what you are. You know, you're in that proverbial nigger box, just afraid of getting out, just afraid of challenging the police who jacked up your sons. You're afraid of establishing a family for yourself, for your sons, but you rather live that hood rat life, living off the dole, with your food stamps and your welfare check every month, coming in every month on the first of the month, and then act a fool when it's a few days late. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And I'm not sticking up for y'all no niggas anymore. At least the hood rat niggas. We're gonna let you die. See, in my last podcast, when I said I'm not talking about black folks, the hood rats, and the dusty niggers and the dusty nigger bitches. I meant it. The only reason why I'm talking about it now because it relates to the podcast that I'm talking about today. Because black folks are compartmentalized people, including myself. We have all the talent in the world to create something great for ourselves. But we're afraid because we're going to get shut down. Like Black Wall Street, the Tulsa riots. Black folks were thriving without any white people involved. As soon as we got some poor white trash going into the community and being shocked of what they seen, they want to destroy. See, this is what white people do. This is what the white supremacists do. They destroy everything they built. They destroy other people's they destroy other people's society. Co-opt what may be useful to them and just trash the rest. Like in this country, when the white man came over way back in the 1600s, almost 500 years ago, killed off a race of people. Killed off a race of people down in the Caribbean islands. Killed off the native blacks here in this country because there was well more tribes than what was reported back in the day when before the white man came over to this country. They killed off a lot of people, man. They killed off a lot of people. They killed off a lot of native people in this country. Now, how many tribes are that are existing in this country right now? About less than 100. And they're all $5 Indians. You know, they're not the original Native Americans. These are $5 Indians, where the white man mixed with all the native people, killed them off, got some of that government money and killed off all the rest of the people. But this is what these dumbass nigger bitches, like that monkey face bitch named Crystalline Karazan, running around giving black women false hope, thinking that, hey, a black man, you should explore your options. If you can't find a good black man, go get a white man. Stupid monkey face bitch. Still in that proverbial nigger box where you're told that being pro-black saying that you're not pro-black or being pro-black is a negative connotation. Look, I don't have to say that I'm pro-black to understand that I want to be with a black woman. I want to do business with black folks. I want to see more black professionals out there. I want to see more black folks involved in various diverse different businesses out there. I want them to be involved in all facets of the industry. Now, excuse me. I want them to be involved. I want black folks to be involved in all the industry, all the business industries where we're not represented. We're not represented in the shipping industry. We don't know anything about the ports in Baltimore or any of these port cities. We don't have a shipping company. Millions of dollars come in and out of this country every day. Compartmentalize. And you know where I got this analysis of compartment that black folks are compartmentalized? There was this podcast called It's Your House. And it was run by a brother named Brother LA. And he's an old nigger who accepts phone calls from the same three old niggers coming up with valuable information and valuable solutions. Where black folks can really, there's still hope for black folks. Because obviously you're not listening to Dr. Claude Anderson. A lot of y'all look at the videos or read the books, but you don't apply the principles of those books. You don't apply the principles that he wrote in those books. There's a wealth of information out there. But like they always say, if you want to keep something from a nigger, put it in the book. And that's why so many of us are so compartmentalized. And they were talking about, in this podcast, the other day, they were doing a critical analysis of The Wire, of why we're not involved in various, black folks are underrepresented in these industries. And also, a couple of days later, they did an analysis of two main characters of The Wire. Now, I haven't seen this show in almost 10 years. And I just started watching it again for some reason. And they were talking about the two main characters. One of the characters' name was Wallace, who was played by Michael B. Jordan at the time, who was 16, 17 years old at the time. And he did an analysis of how he was a drug dealer. So he was one of those hoppers in the streets of Baltimore. But he had a hidden talent where he was tutoring his sister in a word math problem, which his sister wasn't able to figure it out. But he can just figure it out substituting what would you do if you were a drug dealer. And she followed, and she solved the problem. And it was correct. She understood the concept. And the guy named Cuddy, who was a hitman for the Barksdale organization, was supposed to do a hit, didn't do it, couldn't do it, explained to Avon Barksdale that it's not in him. The game's not in him. He doesn't know what to do with his life. So he went out and did some landscaping, and then eventually he opened up a boxing gym for the kids. For the children in the neighborhood. But he had a skill set where planning, he knew how to plan a hit. He knew how to plan a drug deal, he was very good in planning and organizing, where he can use that skill set to start his own landscaping business, which he was doing before. All he had to do was learn the business, apply what he knew in the game, and he could have been a multimillionaire or made a nice little living for himself. Because he wasn't going to get no goddamn job with a felony. Doing 12 years on a murder? You ain't getting no goddamn job. Fuck out of here. And nowadays, the only way you can get it... Let me explain something to you people. Jobs are for white people. Okay? Let me tell you something. Jobs are for white people. They give black folks work. You understand what I'm saying? To all your college educated niggas out there who are unemployed. Where the fuck, when you're unemployed, who do you send your resume to? To a temp agency so they can find you some work. Making barely $15 an hour. Now how the fuck you gonna pay your rent and pay all your bills on $15 goddamn an hour? See, I was compartmentalized. We all were compartmentalized because we didn't know a skill set. And I knew that after I graduated from college, but I never really enacted on that. As soon as I first got laid off from my job, when I first got hired out of college, didn't know what to do. Still don't. I'm 44 years old and I still don't have a certain skill set to sustain me. Now, I can go out there and get my CDL, and that's one of the things I'm going to do. Because you can always find work with a CDL, with a Class A license. Whether you have a Class A or Class B license, you can always find work. You ain't gonna find no job, but you can always find work as a driver. All right? Especially as an OTR driver, driving over the road. You can always find work. Like I said before in my last podcast, there are no jobs, but there's plenty of work for black folks. Because jobs are for white people. Even if you're college educated and you got a skill set, you have some sort of skill set that you can use. You don't have to be compartmentalized. Meaning you don't have to be in that nigger box fixing up your resume trying to find a goddamn job in these industries. Because the older you get, the harder it is to find a job. And if you think you're applying to these city jobs, you can forget that, Jack. Because you got to compete with all these non-white niggers. Such as the sticks, the chinks, the gooks, the sand niggers, and the towel heads. You got to compete with those niggas. As well as the white man and the white woman. And believe me, if you're working for the white man or the white woman, there is no margin of error for your black ass. Okay? I remember Dr. Boyce was telling this story about this black woman working for a white organization, came to work on time, if not early, never was late, was always on point with her projects, got excellent reviews, but as soon as they pushed her black ass out of the corporation, and she went and started her own business, and she got lazy. She got lazy, not working for herself. She wasn't on time. She wasn't in the office, in her own office at 9 o'clock. She was in at 9:05. Didn't do a stitch of work. Compartmentalized, people. Black folks are compartmentalized. We are compartmentalized people. Okay? And it's not just black Americans either. There's you black Africans and you black Caribbeans and you black Europeans and especially you black Asians that come over here. You are compartmentalized as well, niggas. Because you know why? Because white supremacy fucks with you and fucks with you in a way that's different from black Americans. Oh yeah, you still under the thumb of white supremacy. They just fuck with you differently. And before I move on, let me talk about a response to my video about a few months ago about down in Clayton, down in that shithole Clayton, Missouri, where these Washington University students got gaffed by the local police department. Now these were black students who went to a Denny's, I believe. And they left the Denny's after they had a meal there. And it was late at night. It was like around 12:30, 12:45, waiting for the bus to go back to take them back to campus. Until the police rolled up on these students, asked them for identification, asked them that and let them know that they were suspects in a dash and dine at a Denny's. Now, all of the students had receipts in their hand, proving that they paid their bill. But yet the police didn't believe them. They had them walk back to the restaurant where the owner said, hey, walk back to the restaurant with 6 police cars following them. Okay? For the owner to let them know that the owner stated these weren't the group of people that were dining and dashing. It was 3 niggers. It wasn't 10, it was 3. Now, there was a brother that responded, but I didn't post his comment. And there's a reason why I don't post a lot of, that's why I have a lot of comments that's under review. I don't post a lot of comments because I don't feel like getting into it with none of y'all niggers on the comment section. You can, I mean, you can say whatever you want unless I allow you to say whatever you want. Because this is my page. This is my video. This is my, this is my channel. You don't like it? There are millions of other channels you can go to. But this is the rules. Now, he gave me a flimsy response about my criticism of the city of Clayton, Missouri, which being that it's white trash. I've never been to that city, nor will I ever go to that city. And it sounds like to me from his description that it's a rich white enclave. Even proves it even more that they don't want your black ass in that city. I don't want to be in that city. Okay? Because if I'm walking around Clayton, Missouri as a Washington University student being gaffed by the police, how do you think that's going to make me feel as a black man in America? Okay? I'm going to feel like, hey man, I'm not safe in this city as a black man. And all y'all motherfuckers up here talking about black on black crime, but yet you go into these white enclaves and get jacked up just to get jacked up on a daily basis. But then again, when you're in your own neighborhood, you're going to get jacked up by the white police officers anyway. So that's a way of life, people. But see, but I just wanted to bring that up as an example of black folks countering each other. They're never going to go on a white man's page or a white woman's page and counter them of what they're saying. So that's why you're in this proverbial nigger box. Because there's a lot of videos out there that I watch, but I don't make comments on it. Because it's your channel. You're entitled to your opinion. 99% of the time, I may agree with you if you're black. and we we agree on the same issues. But I'm not going to counter you, and even if I disagree with you, I'm not going to counter you in public because it's cowardly. Number one is cowardly. Number two is I'm a lot more codified than that. Then to challenge another black man or a black woman in public. I may send them a private message, but I'm not going to do it in the comment section where the public can see it. I won't do it. I'm one of those guys that will pull you to the side and let you know that what you're doing is you need to correct it. I'm not about embarrassing my own people like a lot of y'all niggas do. That's why that's part of the compartmentalized behavior, that nigger box that y'all in. And don't get me wrong, I'm in that nigger box as well. That's why I'm talking about it. But I just wanted to bring that up as a way of, as one of the reasons why we're in this nigger box. That's one of the few reasons why we're in this nigger box. We're always fighting with each other in public. Okay? Like, for instance, I don't really talk about the guy, Tommy Sotomayor. I don't talk about him on my podcast. For what? Why? I made a mistake by associating myself with him, not formally, because he doesn't know me and I don't know that nigga. I just like this shit. Back in the day, I like what he had to say until he turned left and he started finessing his own people out of money. So if he can do that, hey, God bless you. If dumb niggas want to give him money, hey, that's your business. That's whatever you want to do with your money, that's your business. I don't give a fuck. But keep in mind, you just enabling this guy to really talk greasy about you and your people to the white supremacists. You know, y'all see it as comedy. It may be comedy, but I don't think it's funny. I mean, when I was younger, I used to think it was funny, but now that I'm old, it's not so funny anymore. Make fun of those white people. Make fun of these gooks and these shit-stained Hispanics. Okay? The towel heads, the sand niggers. Make fun of them. Don't be cowardly to just make fun of black folk. Because we always been a target. You know, we get penalized for calling each other pro-black. See, there's another nigga and another thing I want to talk about is the half-breeds. Okay? The half-breeds are not black. And I don't give a fuck if you want to debate me or whatever. Now, physically, they look black, but they're not black people. They don't have a black mentality. Okay? See, I can tell the difference between a light-skinned black and a half-breed black. Okay? Because I was listening to this podcast of this nigger, this half nigger, talking mad hot shit about him being a half breed, where, you know, talking about how he can get, when he was single, he used to get a lot of pussy because he was light skinned, and that he's able to go back into black society and go into half breed society. You know, talking all that slave talk, that slave confusion, you know, like that house nigger, the slave master's baby, children's syndrome, okay? talking about I'm with the slave master, but I can be a nigga with y'all too. You know, all this confusing bullshit because half breeds bring confusion to the black race. That's why we're still in this nigga box. They used it as a buffer to keep us from actually being free. You know, the white man throws the half breeds in with the niggas because the white supremacists determine who's black. So they determine your half breed monkey ass is being black. You, on the other hand, think that you want to honor your white side of the family who don't give a fuck about you. That's why you have so much hatred towards black men and black women, especially the half-breed women. A lot of them, you see them with white men. I rarely see any half-breed nigga bitch with no black men. Unless they're ghetto hood rats. You know, like the tragic mulattoes. Unless they were one of those bitches. But I'm not fooled by them. They can't be a part of my organization. So, I'm about to start an organization, people. And it's going to be purely about black men. It's going to be a society, a secret society of black men and black women. And I'm talking about progressive black men and black women who have to believe in the principles of not having, who are indifferent when it comes to white people, believe in self-defense of their community, of their men and women, economic progress for all our black folks, meaning getting ourselves involved in various industries. Besides being a rapper or an entertainer, developing skill programs to get young black men and women into the trades. You know, have them learn a skill set and go to college. And graduate from college. That should be a requirement. When you graduate from college, instead of going to grad school, go to trade school. Learn a skill set. So that way, when you get these corporate jobs and you get laid off, or they push your black ass out of these jobs, you'll be able to do something with your life. Compartmentalized black men and women. Let me go back to this podcast the It's Your House podcast. Now, there's a podcast that I put up about Angel Adams. Now, I admit that a lot of my podcast is harsh in nature. Hey man, that's just the way talking crazy is. I'll give it to you without any chaser, man. Straight, no chaser. I tell it like it is. And I don't give a fuck because this is my podcast. This is my channel. You ain't got to be here. But I was extremely harsh with this woman who had, I believe, 15 children. 12 children in a one room hotel. And she was talking mad hot shit about somebody needs to pay for all these children. Now that's a hood rat to the 25th power. Now, if this was a reasonable woman, now Brother LA did an analysis where, and I believe it's the podcast called Angel Adams versus Angel Adams Angel Adams versus Angel Adams LLC. Had she been a reasonable person that wasn't, well, not even reasonable, that she wasn't compartmentalized to believe that she has to be on the dole, that's her way of life. You know, her way of life is getting kicked out of Section 8 apartments, but being on the dole, having all these goddamn kids and being on the dole, being on welfare, getting that check, you know, Mr. Welfare Man. He came up with a solution where this woman could have used her kids, her children, to start a landscaping business down in Florida. You know, cutting grass. Coming up with the money to get the equipment, you having these kids go out, running around, cutting grass. And setting up a nice little business for herself and her kid, or and her children. Could have been a nice family business. Now, I used to think that Brother L.A. and his minions were a bunch of old coons. But listening, but see, here's the thing. I listen. Unlike you motherfuckers, I listen to the people. And quite frankly, he come up with the same solutions that I've come up with in my life. Where black folks, we don't have to be compartmentalized. You don't have to stay in New York City and be broke. You go where the jobs are. And if there's no jobs, you create one. Thinking out of the box. Thinking out of the nigger box that you're in. Yeah, there's going to be white supremacy. Yeah, you're going to deal with white supremacists. You're going to deal with racism, white supremacy. That's a fact in this country. 99% of the white people in this country are white supremacists. The 1/100th of the percent of the white people who are not racist and white supremacists, they can't help you. You know why? If they help you, they will be ostracized from white society. They will be called the nigger lover. Okay? I want you to understand this, people. You will become a nigger lover. Why do you think whenever a white woman sleeps with a black man, okay, they want to hide that shit? It's some certain shame. They feel degraded because a black man has sex with a white woman. Okay? The white men don't want them after they got soiled by a black man. There's something to that saying, once you go black, you never go back. She can't go back. Watch these porn, man. The porn out there is meant to degrade these women, their own women. It's not degrading to be with another white man. It's degrading to be with a black man. Where I think it's the opposite. It's degrading a black man being with a white woman. It's degrading for me. I've done it, but it's degrading. There's a certain shame. A black man with a white woman. All right? There's a shame to that. I'm always going to find black women attractive. Just not black American women, but black women all over the country. From different countries. Foreign black women. Yeah. Black American women? Nah. don't think that they're that interesting. Sorry. Sorry, Charlie. But I'm trying not to be compartmentalized. But do you think that do I think that there's hope for black women? Black men and black women, American black men and American black women should be getting together? Hell yeah, they should be. I'm just not going to do it. I don't want to pull up with that bullshit because you're in that nigger box. You get two people that's in the nigger box that's compartmentalized. The fuck y'all gonna do? The fuck I'm gonna do together with two people that are compartmentalized because of white racism, white supremacy? What we gonna do together? And let me get on this pro-black issue because a lot of y'all like to label the idiots out there like Sonetta. Well, he's not an idiot. Excuse me. I'll take that back. Sonetta is not an idiot. Y'all like to label him as a pro-black. Tariq Nasheed being pro-black. Dr. Claude Anderson is being pro-black. Now, let me explain something to you about the term pro-black. And you got to be very careful about using terms. Pro-black is actually a white supremacist term. White supremacists use that term on us as being militants back in the day. Okay? That was supposed to be a negative connotation to be pro-black. When in actuality, everybody is, when they in their own group, they rather be with their own group. They rather be with black. They rather be, the Mexicans rather be with other Mexicans, right? Same with Puerto Ricans like to be with other Puerto Ricans. The Dominicans like to group up with their own people. Okay? Chinese group up with other Chinese. They may group up with white men because, hey, white men and women, because let me explain something to you. They're damaged by white supremacy as well. All these non-white, non-black people, they're damaged by white supremacy in a different form. Okay? The white men go into their country and run their country. The white men run Japan. Japan never had a standing army in the last 60 years. Or 70 years, excuse me. Haven't had a standing military in the last 70 years. Explain to me why that Japan, a homogeneous country full of Japanese people, don't have their own standing military. I'm not going to explain it to you on this podcast, but because you should have paid attention in school while you was in history class, like I did. But I'm not going to go into it now. You just have to read your book. You go get a book and read. People group up with each other for resources. Okay? Why do you think when you go into a Chinese restaurant, you don't see a nigger out running around waiting tables? Or you go into these convenience stores, you don't see a nigger in sight dealing with these towel heads. You give all your money to these towel heads and these sand niggas, but you don't see a nigga in the store. And they treat you like shit and call the police on you, whooping your ass in these beauty supply stores. Don't see a nigga in sight, but you black bitches out there going in there shopping Still getting your hair weave and your lip balm and whatever it is that you get out of these beauty supply stores. You still spend your money with the people who don't hire you and don't respect you. So you deserve what you get. Before I was a little bit outraged about it, but now I don't really give a fuck. You deserve what you get. I've been telling you this for years. Dr. Claude Anderson was telling you this for years. Don't shop where you're not respected. People want to get on my case when I told certain family members about that Barney's incident with that boy, that college student that went in and bought a $300 belt and got gaffed up for buying a $300 goddamn belt. I said, well, that's what you get. What do you want from me? You went into a store. Apparently, they didn't want you in that store buying a $300 belt. And they knew that debit card was good. They just wanted to fuck with you. I'm glad that boy had the good sense, that young man had the good sense to return that belt and not give these people any of their money. That's a sign of black self-respect. He has a chance to get out of that nigger box. Well, listen, let me get the fuck up out of here. I held you guys up long enough. I might do a part 2 later. I don't know. I might do a podcast later on, but it's whenever I feel like doing the podcast. But fuck it. Well, listen, let me get the fuck up out of here. This is Talking Crazy 88, and I am out of here. And black folks, let's be careful out there, all right? Talk to you later. Oh, yeah, and enjoy the weekend. The rest of your weekend.